that I just shit my pants. Because I've gotten in trouble hanging out with Jamal numerous times. I was ready to run hands with this dude almost every as you have no fucking riz in the middle of the classroom.
But I'm that nigga, I won't never change. Rubbing off the paint, smoking dank. Got a Uzi in my lap, I let it bang. Free Latte, no he keep a cake, but he not taking.
Alright, a lot of you guys are quite familiar with these stories, but just bear with me. There is a hidden message within this video. That hidden message is tied to a giveaway of a $100 Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is find the message, comment it, you will be entered into a raffle, and the winner will be announced in the next video. Detention is bullshit. You're sitting there in an abandoned classroom with a staff member that doesn't really want to be there, maybe a gym teacher or something like that, or an art teacher, and they're just beyond teaching you anything about how you got there in the first place, and instead of lecturing you onto the right path, you just have to awkwardly stare. You're looking at them, and they're looking at you, and it is just so boring, bro. One day, I was one of those troubled youth, I guess. I was never really a problem, so I never really ended up in detention, but one day I did get it for disrespecting a classmate. By which I mean, of course, there was a girl in my class acting like a spoiled bitch, and I told her, yo, you're acting like a spoiled bitch. And I guess my teacher didn't appreciate me telling the truth too much because that's how I ended up in detention. Sitting there, thinking about my mistakes with the other asshole students. Among the students, there was this kid named Micah. Micah was your average stuck-up, born wealthy kid. I would insert a long-ass list of all the things he usually does, but all you need to know is he was a class clown. Everybody's had that guy in their class that would do anything for the sake of a laugh, even at the inconvenience of other people. You guys know that one student that somehow always ends up getting in trouble at school, but you can kind of tell their parents don't do shit about it because they're in the same situation again and again? Micah was that kid. So there I was, in detention, staring at the clock, watching hours and hours be shaved off of my life for telling the truth. I look over to where Micah was sitting, and to my surprise, he looked really focused on his work. He was sitting diagonal from me at the time, so I couldn't really tell what he was getting up to, but he looked really focused, so good for him. Maybe he's trying to change his ways. Turn over a new leaf. I can respect a man willing to change. Change his life. Changes Wait, what is he doing? Oh god, please. Please tell me he's not doing that right now. I didn't want to believe my eyes, but he was pulling on his pork in the middle of the classroom. You see, from the angle that I could see, there wasn't a single sheet of paper on his desk that he could have been focusing on writing so hard. But like his arm was moving up and down on the genital vicinity. And I myself have done those motions enough times to notice when somebody else is doing those motions. First of all, my good son, it is way too quiet in this classroom for that. When you're riding on the hog, you got about 3 minutes tops before it starts making splashing noises. Secondly, school is about to let out in like 4 hours. You really can't wait? But if you, sir, are gonna be dumb enough and disrespectful enough to do this in front of everybody's face, then you must not care about getting caught that badly. So mission objective at this point. Not only am I gonna get this asshole caught who's been giving me shit all year, but he's gonna get me out of detention in the process. So I pull out some notebook paper, right? Oh my god, okay, sorry. I always get excited when I think about this. So I pull out some notebook paper, I write down a meticulous and well thought out note to give to the teacher. After I'm done writing it, I get up and ask the teacher if I'm allowed to go to the bathroom. He of course goes, no. You go to the bathroom during regularly scheduled bathroom time, and that is not for another 10 minutes. Please take your seat. And I knew he wasn't gonna let me go to the bathroom. That was just an excuse for me to leave the note behind when I left. After I take my seat, he picks up the note and reads it. After reading the note, he balls it up and throws it in the trash, which I'm also fine with. Everything is still going to plan. A bunch of other students looked up as I was walking back to my seat, and guess what they happened to catch a glimpse of? Yup, you guessed it, Micah is still over there stroking and rowing his own boat. Except this time he's put a backpack over himself because, yo, you know, a backpack over it just makes it invisible. And I guess I can't call him a complete idiot because he is looking up to make sure the coast is clear. But here's the problem with that. He's only monitoring one side of the room, the people that are sitting in the desks in front of him. However, there is a whole second side of the room, the people in the desk behind him. Right, so now we are in the clear because I got half the classroom looking at this dude. I pull out my notebooks and pretend like I'm being a diligent student, and I'm just waiting for the chaos to happen. Because just to back it up for a second, that note that I gave the teacher earlier went like this. Dear Mr. Awesome Handsome Teacher Man, I'm not one to usually get detention in the first place, but the reason I got sent here is because there was a student touching themselves inappropriately in class. No one has given me the time to explain this to them, and when I tried to say something about it, I got sent to detention for disrupting the class instead of being listened to. Now, I don't want to rat out a fellow classmate, but I would like for you to keep your eyes open just in case it happens again, because that would be awful. To this day, the biggest mind fuck I've ever pulled in my life.
To this day!
Because guess what? Next thing I hear is... Gym teacher bolts out of his seat. Everybody in the class is like either laughing or screaming right now. I pretend to be caught off guard. I'm like, huh? What happened? Oh, you strike again, do you? You gotta stop doing this, Micah. It's unacceptable. The teacher rushes over to him, grabs him by the back of his neck, and starts pulling him out the classroom. Everybody is losing their shit right now. He turns around, looks at me and says, "You with the crazy hair, go back to class." Mission accomplished. Actually, I probably didn't even need to work that hard because they ended up letting all the students go. But at least I got let out first. Still a very glorious day indeed. And you know what my next class was? Lunch. Didn't even have to go back to class immediately. But sadly enough, I didn't really want to eat lunch because we were having hot dogs that day. Moral of the story. I don't know, man. People are just fucking nasty. I don't know what it is about school, but it turns kids into savages.
Well, guess what? Your hair is stupid.
Never make fun of.
And if you're in school currently, that means that you've had it worse than previous generations, so congratulations, you're a victim. I mean, when I was growing up, you would have been considered one of the coolest kids in school just for having a phone at all. Nobody gave a flying footer knuckle about which brand it was. But bro, nowadays,
You're using your iPhone, right?
no, I use a Samsung. I just prefer it.
What? You don't have an iPhone? You're a fucking animal. Hey guys, boo this kid.
And don't get me wrong, we definitely roasted each other at my schools, but it was never about something as small as phones. It usually took place in the lunchroom, and these boys were ruthless. I mean, every time I went to lunch, there was always a show to enjoy with my snack. That's why your mom got caught sucking outside the community center for a membership. Well, at least I have a mom. Everybody in this school knows that your mom got hit by a car 5 years ago and died alone on the street waiting for help that never came. And just like that, the game would often go way too far. Because in a town self-contained enough, everyone is going to know exactly where to hit you. And if I'm being real with you, these are the moments that I came for. Not for the jokes, but what happens after the joke. What will a human do when you break them down enough? In situations like these, they usually have three options. You either clap back at the other student, leave and accept defeat, because trust me, in a game like this, you are not going to win all of them. But one choice that a lot of people tend to forget very often is violent retaliation. And for those of you that don't know what that is, those are the chances that after you roast somebody, they can't think of a comeback, and they also don't have the balls to just walk away and accept defeat. So what they'll try to do is fight you or worse. But one fateful day at school, the drama from one of our roast sessions didn't just stay in the lunchroom. I guess I eventually got my answer as to what happens when you push someone low enough. I just didn't like what it meant. Good afternoon, students. Sadly, I made the mistake of expecting more from you. Due to, as you call it, a roasting session, one of your classmates has been stabbed and is in the emergency room. The police are in the building and we are conducting an ongoing investigation.
Don't say anything.
Anyone who was at the lunch table during this incident will be gathered for questioning. And upon discovering that you had anything to do with this incident in the first place, you will be expelled. We will be coming around from classroom to gather suspects. Please comply. In that situation, I did what any other student would have done. Can I please use the bathroom? If we've got literal police officers coming around from classroom to classroom, I'm not trying to be there. Because all I did was watch the roasting sessions. It's not my fault this dude got hurt. But as I was going to the bathroom, I saw two police officers escorting a student to the principal's office. And this is a student that I've seen with the guy who got hurt several times this year. This at least makes me feel a little bit better because I only ever hang out with the guy who got hurt when I was at lunch. And you can sit down at the same lunch table as somebody. That doesn't necessarily make you friends, right? So there I am in the bathroom, just stalling for as much time as I possibly can because, bro, I'm not trying to get expelled. This is literally one of the best high schools on the south side of Chicago. My future is going to be gone, and I'm going to end up on the streets sucking dick.
Deshante, can you come to the main office? I repeat, Deshante, can you come to the main office? I think you're about to get expelled, kid.
Well, it's a good thing I'm already in the bathroom because I'm pretty sure that I just shit my pants. I go to the main office and right off the bat, the second I get there, I see Ty and Jason sitting down. Chances are higher and higher that I just got caught because these are two of the main guys who like to compete in the roasting sessions. So I sit down and I'm already trying my best to think my way out of this situation. I barely know the guy, so what am I doing here?
The teacher asked me and Ty about it and I ended up panicking.
So you're the reason that I'm here. Yeah, sorry for bringing your name into this. I don't even have time to process the betrayal that I feel because the principal walks up to us. You three, my office, now. Now when we get into his office, we've got two police officers there playing the intimidation game. And these guys do not look happy to be here. And I can relate to that because honestly, I'm not happy to be here either. Reason being is, like I said many times before, I don't know this kid. So they start questioning us. They wanted to know who was there, how many people, what was said, and for the next 7 minutes, Ty and Jason are opening up to these guys like a book. The only thing that I have to keep telling the police officers is, I don't know this kid! Would you describe either of those boys as violent? I'm not sure because I don't know them. Are any of those boys involved in gang activity outside the school? That's a good question. You'd have to ask a friend of theirs because I don't know them. Mr. Burnett, what do you know? Definitely not them. I know I'm being a smartass, but if I get expelled from school, I'm at least gonna get expelled putting up some kind of fight. Cause it's honestly seeming like they want me to make up information that I don't have or admit to playing some role in this guy getting stabbed. Eventually him and the police officers get so goddamn tired of asking me stupid questions and getting stupid answers from me. Go back to class, Mr. Burnett. We'll deal with you later. I don't hear anything for the rest of the day. After that, Ty and Jason eventually stop coming to school, so I automatically assume that these dudes got expelled. Fast forward like 2 weeks, not only does Ty and Jason still start coming back to school, but also the dude who got stabbed in the first place. Meaning the only one who got expelled was the person who did the stabbing. Which made me think the principal and the police officers literally only put on this big ol' elaborate show just to make sure nobody ever played the game again. Detention is bullshit. When you're a black kid going to a predominantly white school, it can make you feel kind of out of place. You will immediately try and find yourself a Tyrone or a Jaquarius. Me, I found my friend Jamal. In the 3rd grade, we were allowed 30 minutes of computer time before lunch. Now, most other kids were playing games like Electric Man or watching videos online, but me and Jamal, we usually sat next to each other having drawing contests on the computer, using nothing more than the mouse. But the drawing program that we used was nothing special. In fact, it only had like 4 fucking tools in total. The drawing tool, the erase tool, the coloring tool, and our favorite, the dynamite tool. But the reason that we loved using the dynamite tool is when you clicked it, this really cool animation of an explosion would happen and it would delete your entire drawing. And being little boys at this age, we obviously had a small piece of us that wanted to see the world burn, so we loved it. Man, like, destroying something after putting so much time into creating it, it sounds like a bad thing, but it's really fucking cool. So we would go down to the computer lab and do this every single day, but of course being 2 boys, you can only do something so long before you're thinking, let's raise the stakes, right? Because when you're a kid, you think, if we're not risking getting in trouble, are we actually even having fun? So one day in class, he says to me,
Hey yo, True, when we get to the computers, I got something different for us to do.
Okay, well, what is it?
Look, I can't tell you all that right now, man. The pale ones are listening.
That's what he called white people. So when we finished all of our classwork, by which I mean he cheated off me, the teacher took us down to the library. And the whole time, I'm thinking, what the fuck does he have in store? Because I've gotten in trouble hanging out with Jamal numerous times, but I never stopped doing it because he was fun. And that's just about the only requirement it takes to be somebody's friend when you're a kid. So we go to the computers, and mine is working, but like, not really. Oh crap, I think I got one of the slow ones.
Never mind that. Bro, today, we're gonna draw this.
That's when he pulls out a magazine that he brought from his dad's stash. Now don't get me wrong, it wasn't like a porn magazine or anything like that, but it was definitely more skin and more ass than I was used to seeing at that age. You're kidding, right? We can't draw that in the middle of the library.
They don't even be watching us the whole time. And if they do, we could just dynamite that shit, bro.
So he gets to drawing and I get to drawing and me and my mouse are giving it to this girl. I am taking my sweet time on this picture. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, partially it's because my computer is just moving really fucking slow for some reason. But we're giving it to her all the same. I am accepting no excuses. 1, it's because I'm competitive. And 2, It's because we both agreed that whoever couldn't draw her the best is gay. Look, we were just kids. That's how we had competitions. Now, before you judge us too harshly, neither one of us had a problem with gay people. Think about it. You know how in movies when people say, "Oh, last one there is a rotten egg," and they just start running off to whatever destination they just set? Back then, black people were like, "Yo, last one to make it there is fucking gay." Like, I promise you, none of the black kids had a problem with gay people. But our parents and grandparents would push that on us so much whenever we did something that they didn't like, that we're like, okay, being gay clearly just means you're bad at something. Again, those were my thoughts then, not my thoughts now. So, I don't know, scroll Twitter and find someone else to cancel. He finishes his drawing. I didn't even want to see it at this point. I just wanted to keep working.
You ain't gotta make it perfect, man. Plus, we shouldn't even have this on our screen for too long.
Bro, if you're gay, just say that. So I do my finishing touches, and I look over at the librarian as she's getting up.
Alright, hurry. Let me see.
Let me see yours too.
Damn.
Bro, are you kidding me? That
nice.
ass you
Put a
drew
lot
is
of work into
amazing.
it. Yo, Dynamite, the librarian's getting close.
Alright, I got it. So instead of deleting it, my computer displays the circular loading icon. I keep clicking, but the computer just isn't responding. The librarian is walking right behind us, but thankfully she passes us. But the way that the computer lab is set up, I know for a fact that when she finishes what she's doing, she's gonna see my screen. But for now, she goes to some student behind us and is talking to them. Alright, we're good. The loading screen finally stops. I take a deep breath, and I press the dynamite button again. Yo, it just doesn't fucking work!
Yo, seriously, she's right around the corner. Dynamite it!
Running out of options at this point, I just used the eraser tool, but the eraser tool itself only deletes certain parts of the drawing, so it was still very clear what I was up to. We're cooked, bro. I don't care what you say. I hear the librarian walking up behind us. I panicked and hit the power button on the monitor. Standing right behind us, she says,
"What are you guys doing?"
Doesn't even wait for a proper response. She just leans over me and turns on the monitor. And what does she say? Yep, you guessed it.
Gotcha, bitch.
She took me to her desk and laid into me, bro.
You're not using the computers for the rest of the year. This sets women back several decades.
I wonder what her opinion on OnlyFans would have been. Like, at least I wasn't charging money for my shit. She sent me back to class with an assignment. Take a sheet of paper from a notebook and write "women deserve respect" on every single line of that paper. Seemed a little bit delusional / unrealistic to me, but you know, I just did it. Alright, so we've all been to junior high before. You probably shouldn't even be watching this video if you... Actually, you probably shouldn't be watching any of my videos if you haven't been to junior high. So fuck off. And I don't know what it is about me being at that age, but younger me always needed to have a crush on somebody at any given time. Shit, that's probably the only reason I went to school in the first place. Even in the morning, every single step you take is about how much you like this person. Look, I were younger, you were my boo. Looking in the mirror right before I leave every single day, I'm like, yep, today's the day I'm gonna talk to that girl. You get there and you see her in the hallway looking all fine without permission, so you walk over to her because, as you said earlier, today's the day. You finally get to her, open your mouth to speak, and then realize you have no fucking riz. Unfortunately, that was me. I was talking to this guy in my server the other night and he's like, "True, you are just the king of rizzing girls. Oh my god. You think I just walked into school every single morning with 2 girls on my arm? No, at least not until high school. I'm joking. I didn't get good at talking to girls until fucking junior year of high school. Meaning one of the only chances I would have had with this girl would have been 5 years from the time that I actually liked her. And if you're in the friend zone with a girl for that long, you might as well commence to bleach drinking ceremonies. Oddly enough, she was the cousin of my best friend, Alex. And unfortunately enough, she had a crush on this dude who we're gonna call, Dick Cheese Jr. Because it's my video and I fucking hate this dude. And you may ask me, True, why do you hate Dick Cheese? Yo, I hated the guy because he was a bully. What's weirder to me is, why would you have a crush on somebody who antagonizes your cousin all day? I mean, we could be minding our business and the guy would essentially just start shit with us every single day for no reason. Now, fortunately for Dick Cheese Jr., Alex was a lot more chill than I was. But me, I was ready to run hands with this dude almost every fucking day. Never got the chance to fight the dude, but I ended up fighting one of his friends a few months later. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and give it a watch for me. I'm broke. And I know some girls really do fall for that cheesy ass fake bad boy routine, but he would ignore her anytime she tried to even say hello to the dude. So I thought the chances of those two people getting together was like completely dead, you know, so like at that moment I'm like, okay, well at least time is kind of on my side. You're wrong, little me, you're so, oh my god, you're so wrong. This turns out to be not only one of the worst things I've ever seen in class, but it brings you one step closer into becoming just like me.
Why would I want to be like you?
Well, aren't you just the world's little most adorable, sarcastic asshole? Now pay attention, handsome. You're about to miss the good part. 7th grade, we had a teacher that loved to assign busy work. Now, for those of you that don't know what busy work is what your teacher gives you when she hates her life outside of school. I mean, all year it was packets, random tests, and essays. But she assigned us so much random work during the year that by the time the end of the year came, meaning like the last 2 weeks of school, she essentially ran out of stuff for us to do. So at that point, all she could do was just accept defeat, turn off the lights and put on a movie, and proceed to do whatever the fuck teachers do when they're depressed at their desk. I don't know, bro. Point is, she was leaving us the fuck alone. So everybody breaks off into their individual friend groups, as you often do in this kind of situation. Me and my boy Alex bust open a family-sized bag of hot Cheetos. But you see, there's something wrong with this scenario. All of Dick Cheese's friends choose to sit next to each other during the movie, but Dick Cheese himself doesn't sit next to them. And it may not sound like a big deal, but they do everything together, so it's kind of sus. Also kind of sus that he never talks to this girl and he's all up in her face right now. I'm not super worried, but she's at least kind of freaking me out because she's over there Keep in mind, these guys are right next to me. So the more the movie goes on, the more she keeps laughing, the angrier I get. Halfway through the movie, I start thinking to myself, yo, am I going to be responsible for killing my best friend's cousin? Right? Because obviously this girl that doesn't know she's my girlfriend is cheating on me right in front of my face. I mean, how else am I supposed to take that? Fast forward in the movie a bit, I don't know what the teacher's doing at this point, but the noises that she's making has evolved. Because now she's like, stop, stop, stop. I'm thinking, yo, stop what? I don't hear the guy saying anything. I don't get it, but whatever. After a while of constantly dealing with her going, stop, stop, stop. I can't deal with this anymore. So I slowly lean back in my seat to see what's happening. And oh my God. Now, I don't want to be too descriptive, because you best believe I'm going to get demonetized if I do. This dude's hands were in places. They weren't near places, they weren't hovering around places, they were in places. Please tell me you understand what I'm talking about right now. And me personally, I know how I would feel about this being a female that was a part of my family. So I look over to Alex and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but your cousin... I know, Deshante. I know. Just watch the movie. It's okay, man. It's okay. Now, we all want to rank our crushes at a 10, but honestly, that situation brought her down to a 2. Moral of the story: you should not be watching my videos if you have not been to junior high.